Hey there, you cool cats and kittens. William here, and I'll be talking to you today about social distancing during COVID-19. According to the World Health Organization, COVID-19 is the infectious disease caused by the most recently discovered coronavirus. This new virus and disease were unknown before the outbreak began in Wuhan, China in December of 2019. For those of you who don't know, this is a pangolin, and although it remains unclear about how the virus first spread to humans, many health experts believe that the new strain of coronavirus likely originated in bats and pangolins. Since discovery, the virus has spread mostly through person-to-person contact. Around 80% of people with COVID-19 recover without specialist treatment. These people may experience mild flu-like symptoms. However, 1 in 6 people may experience severe symptoms, such as trouble breathing. The issue with this is that many people will belittle the virus. They do not fear it, and they may not even know that they have it. Older folk and people with pre-existing medical conditions are the ones with the target on their back. My mother is battling Lyme's disease and other bacterial infections, and she clearly stated that I am not allowed to come home. I'm still in Columbia, South Carolina. That is fear. So Wuhan went on lockdown after roughly 400 cases were identified. The US, as of March 31st, 2020, according to the CDC, has 163,539 cases of COVID-19. And our citizens are far more mobile and therefore spreading the virus more broadly when compared to Wuhan. Just recently, states have begun shutting down everything and implementing curfews. In South Carolina, they have restricted the number of people allowed to gather. So we have started taking the necessary precaution at the state level, but if we do not practice social distancing on their own, it may get out of control. So it typically takes 5 days to start showing any symptoms. Harvard and Massachusetts General Hospital estimate that there are 50 times more infections than reported. So for every known case, there are approximately 50 unknown cases. If this were true, then that would mean there could be over 8 million unknown cases in the US today. Why? Because if you're sick, you may not know it, and you go about your day encountering several people each day before you even show symptoms. So why social distance? The hospitals will be at capacity and there are not enough ventilators. The virus will delay everything. Doctors are overwhelmed. People needing other treatment like surgery may have to wait because their orthopedic doctor is either sick or working 18-hour shifts 7 days a week for 6 weeks because it is required to care for all of the coronavirus patients at their hospital. It spirals into every aspect of life and every industry is affected by it. 15% of cases require significant medical attention. So in theory, if 1 million, 15% of the 8 million, require a hospital bed, there will be a huge shortage. And the bigger issue is that these people with the virus need ICU beds, not just any old regular hospital bed. Only about 10% of hospital beds are considered intensive care. And I'm sure you guys have heard flattening the bell curve. If we social distance, this will reduce the number of cases drastically, as you probably have heard on the news. So many people are focused on the wrong numbers. Yes, the flu kills 10,000 people annually. Yes, 80% of people will experience lightweight symptoms. Yes, the mortality rate is low at 1 to 2%. All of this is true, but is immaterial. They're the wrong numbers to focus on because the nature of exponential math is that the infection rates start slowly and then go off like a bomb and overwhelm the hospitals. Less developed countries that get overwhelmed will have a much higher mortality rate because they won't be able to get the adequate care they need for their sick. So you guys are probably wondering, what the hell does this have to do with business ethics? Well, let me tell you, because I'm sure many of you know, if not all of you know, that businesses around the world are failing. Gas prices are falling. Stock market has dropped. Public transportation has dropped. People are panicking, going to the store, clearing the shelves. These are the knowns. Well, what about the unknowns? What about that small coffee shop down your street? Well, those businesses are on the verge of failure or have already failed. My family owns 2 restaurants with 500 plus employees. They have been forced to let go of almost all their staff. And the government's response? $1,200 check. So what are businesses doing in the meantime? Many businesses have been using the internet and more importantly, Zoom or FaceTime to continue work from home. Other businesses like restaurants have continued doing business through drive-through, carry-out, or delivery. Other small businesses have been forced to cut staff and take losses. Many of these businesses have loans, and with the lack of cash flow, they are financially struggling to stay afloat. So there's really only one way to solve this dilemma, and that's social distancing. You guys have heard it over and over again, flattening the bell curve by social distancing. Well, it turns out it is actually slowing down the virus. The number of new cases each day is slowly decreasing. And if we can continue this trend till the summer, experts speculate that the warm weather will help eliminate the virus. Forbes magazine expects the confirmed cases amount to reach 720,000. And we should continue to isolate and fear the virus. The real question is, can we continue to break our habits and continue to socially distance from each other? The consequence of this is the economy will continue to suffer until people can resume their lives and their spending habits. Thank you for listening, and stay safe out there, you cool cats and kittens.